What is going on, Guardians? Dorvrich here, and in this video I will be counting down the top 5 builds to have in your arsenal for Grandmaster Nightfalls this season. Grandmasters are about to open this week, and they pose a unique set of challenges to a build. They demand the ability to stay alive against massively overpowered enemies, many of which can kill in one hit. The ability to deal with exceptionally tanky hordes and even tankier champions. And the ability to stay flexible with weapon selection in order to cover shield breaks and champion stuns. And these are the factors that go into this top 5 ranking. This won't be as in-depth as my typical build videos, but you can expect fully detailed breakdowns in the future of any builds that I have not already covered. And I will have dim templates for each of these builds in the description below. And of course, this list is purely my opinion and should not be taken as a definitive or objective ranking. Now let's get to the top 5 builds to take into Grandmasters this season. Starting at number 5, we have Osmiomancy Shadebinder. This is an excellent build for players who are newer to Grandmasters due to its straightforward nature and ease of use, but don't be fooled. This build is a beast in the hands of a veteran player. This Stasis Warlock build makes use of the Osmiomancy gloves to freeze absolutely everything with infinite cold snap grenades. After all, it doesn't matter how overleveled the enemies are if they are completely helpless. You'll want to use the Ice Flare bolts aspect to get your freezes chaining around, and Glacial Harvest to turn those freezes into stasis shards. The Elemental Shards and Elemental Charge mods turn those shards into stacks of Charged with Light, which feeds into triple firepower to give us even more cold snaps. For fragments, Conduction and Rhyme will have our shards track to us and give us an overshield, while Chains gives us some nice damage reduction and Rending gets our kinetic weapons hitting extra hard against anything we freeze, which is just about everything. While Stasis in general has fallen out of the meta as of late, freezing the whole map is never a bad thing, especially in Grandmasters, so this Warlock build is a timeless classic that is as good now as ever. Next at number 4 we have Storm Grenade Titan. This build is about one thing: damage. The new Touch of Thunder storm grenades decimate groups and single targets alike, and the nature of grenades allows you to kill things without exposing yourself to return fire. This Arctrider build spams enhanced storm grenades everywhere and keeps spamming until there's nothing left to spam at. You'll want to use the Touch of Thunder aspect to knockout, with the Heart of Inmost Light chest piece and the Thruster ability for maximum ability spam. For fragments, Magnitude and Shock enhance our grenade's damage even further, while Ions helps us get more of them out, and Resistance adds some much needed survivability. Elemental Charge and Elemental Ordnance allow us to become charged with light from grenade kills, and then 3 copies of Firepower refund huge chunks of grenade energy. What this build lacks in team utility and survivability it makes up for in damage, and a fire team that covers the rest of the bases will greatly appreciate the sheer destruction this build can cause. For our number 3 spot, we have Omnioculus Nightstalker. Credit goes to MACTICS for perfecting this build. He wrote the book, and taught me as a fledgling hunter player the ways of the Omnioculus. I've linked his video in the description below. This Void Hunter build is the most survivable build out there, for the simple fact that it does not even get shot at. This build allows us to dive deep behind enemy lines, assassinating priority targets with surgical precision as we weave shots into our invisibility rotation. And when a teammate goes down, not only can we get them up from absolute safety no matter where they are, but also make them invisible to cover their escape to a safe spot. When played correctly, this build is truly unkillable. You'll want to use the Trapper's Ambush and Vanishing Step aspects with the Omnioculus chest piece. For fragments, Persistence makes invisibility last longer, while Obscurity adds finishers to the list of ways we can become invisible, and Remnants makes our Vortex grenades more potent. Reaping Wellmaker, Bountiful Wells, and Double Elemental Ordnance create plenty of Void Wells to fuel our abilities, and Well of Utility gives us lots of extra energy for the ability that powers our whole loop: Gambler's Dodge. There's an unreal amount of finesse and hidden mechanics that go into playing this build, and if you're looking to play it, I urge you to watch MACTICS' video down in the description. In our number 2 spot, we have a build so iconic that you'll know what it is right away just from this sound. That's right, Well of Radiance. Well of Radiance is such an incredibly strong super that you could delete the rest of the subclass and it would still have a place in any endgame activity. So we're running it here with Phoenix Protocol to use the best super in the game as frequently as possible. Double Ashes to Assets will allow us to use Well nearly back to back, and if you throw 2 of this build into the same fire team, the Wells will never stop chaining. You'll want to use Touch of Flame with fusion grenades to maximize grenade kills for Ashes to Assets, and your choice of Heat Rises or Icarus Dash depending on individual playstyle. For fragments, we're making use of a cool interaction with Well of Radiance, where solar weapon kills from inside will count as solar super kills. Combustion turns all of those kills into ignitions, while Eruption makes those ignitions bigger. Then the Char plus Ashes combo can trigger massive ignition chains against tanky groups, which you find all the time in GNs. Our armor mods are set up for maximum solar well spam with Bountiful Wells, Double Elemental Ordnance, Explosive Well Maker, and Seeking Wells. The team utility that this build brings to the table is unparalleled, and the fact that it's an absolute monster of area damage is just icing. Now for the number 1 spot. We have a build that has slowly come together since the very beginning of Destiny 2, but was low tier for most of the game's lifetime. A build that is now, in its final form, so utterly broken that it stands in a league of its own. If you follow my channel, you already know exactly what this is. Assassin's Cowl Arcstrider, or as I call it, Chain Lightning Punch. You have to see this build in action to believe the things it's capable of. Constant invisibility allows us to flow like water through even the most dangerous battlefield. Swarms upon swarms of adds get wiped out by chain lightning and arc explosions. And when we run into a champion, 2 punches and it's gone. A 25 power overleveled champion. It's dead before it even realizes we're there. Then we're right back into invisibility as we sprint with amplified speed towards the next victim. And did I mention the ridiculous amount of orbs we make? Combination Blow and Gambler's Dodge form the core of the gameplay loop. You'll want to use Lethal Current and Flow State for aspects, which give us chain lightning punches as well as a massively damaging lightning aftershock. For fragments, Resistance provides additional tank, while Feedback gives us even more damage when we do get hit. Recharge improves our ability to get out of bad situations, while Amplitude adds even more orbs. For mods, Melee Wellmaker with Well of Ions gives us a big boost to melee damage, while Elemental Charge charges us with light and Striking Light turns those stacks into orbs of power. Powerful Friends activates the secondary of Striking Light and itself for sprinting damage reduction and a big mobility bump. And make sure you bring a 1-2 punch shotgun for maximum deletion. I do not use this phrase lightly since it's badly overused these days and has lost a lot of its meaning, but this build is, and I really mean it, S tier. And there's the top 5 builds to take into Grandmaster Nightfalls this season. Every build on this list packs a kit that's equipped to excel in the unique environment that GMs create, and it would be a welcome addition to any fire team looking to tackle this game's ultimate PvE challenge. Drop a like if you found this video helpful or entertaining, and if you want to see more Destiny 2 content including endgame build videos, consider subscribing to the channel. You can find a dim template for every build on the list in the description below, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll do my best to answer every question that comes my way. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one, Guardians.